Hi guys, my name's Barry and welcome back to the channel. I'm going to be doing an ending explained for the movie Immaculate starring Sydney Sweeney. Now there's obviously going to be spoilers in this video, so if you haven't seen the movie then definitely don't watch this video because you won't understand it at all. And also this is my interpretation of how I think the ending went. It's sort of ambiguous at the very end. Well, it's definitely ambiguous because we don't actually know exactly what happened at the very end or what she gave birth to at the very end of the movie. So this is just my interpretation in the build up to that exact scene and what I think happened at the very end. If we start with the obvious, we've got Father Tedeschi who wants to recreate Jesus Christ. He wants Jesus Christ to be reborn and he wants to put this baby inside someone to make it look like it's an immaculate conception, sort of like Mary, Jesus Christ's mother, and that's exactly what they want to do in this film. And the way to do that is they use the DNA of Jesus Christ and put it inside the mother or the potential mother, and the place that they get the blood from is the DNA or the blood from the nail that was put up on the cross to kill Jesus Christ. If you ask me, that's pretty powerful stuff. Coming up to the end of the film, we know that Cecilia isn't the first person for them to experiment on. She goes into a lab when she's trying to escape, and we see a little test subjects in the lab, so she's definitely not the first, and she probably wouldn't have been the last if it wasn't for what she'd done at the end. We even see Sister Mary at the beginning of the film trying to get away, so I'm assuming that she was the next target, the next subject, and she declined, so she tried to escape and she was killed, or at least she was buried alive. How did they choose the subjects? Because there are lots of nuns there, and Cecilia's just one of the new ones that arrived. I personally think that they choose the subjects based on how pure and innocent they are. I think that they've seen Cecilia as a pure and innocent person with no grudges against anyone, and you can see that with Sister Isabel. She was showing Sister Cecilia the ropes, and it looks like she already knew what was going down and she wanted to be the next subject, but because they chose Cecilia, then Isabel tried to kill Cecilia. So they had to take Isabel away and make it look like she tried to kill herself and commit suicide when they probably just killed her. Naturally, Cecilia is obviously shocked that she's pregnant because she hasn't had sex with anyone, and she starts to believe that maybe she is like Mary, maybe she is going to have an immaculate conception, but she is smart as well, and she quickly finds out that someone's put this in her and she wants to try and escape. Because of this though, Cecilia is smart, so she uses it to her advantage. She knows that they can't do anything to her, they can't hurt her because she has the baby inside of her, so she has the upper hand at least until her water breaks. Now the big debate is what came out of Cecilia at the end of the film. Was it the second coming of Christ or was it something inhuman? If we look at the clues throughout the film, we already know and establish that Cecilia is pure and innocent. She couldn't hurt a fly, and when you look at Cecilia's face after she gives birth to whatever it was she gave birth to, she looked at it in shock and disgust, and it's not like her to do something like that. I think if she saw a baby, regardless of how it was born, if it was a natural baby, I think she would be more loving and caring of that baby. But for the past 9 months, she's obviously went through hell. She gave birth in the most inhumane circumstances, that she's obviously hated the 9 months that she was pregnant. But the way she looked at this, I don't think she could have done what she did do and kill this baby at the end if it wasn't something other than human. I think the fact that she was going through this 9 months pregnancy in distress, knowing what they've done to her, she didn't know at the beginning, but she knew later on. I think all the distress and all the stress, everything she went through, I think that's maybe caused the baby to become some sort of evil being inside the womb. I just don't see Cecilia killing an innocent baby unless it's not an actual baby. You'll notice that the baby doesn't ever cry. You can hear little moans from it, and it could be that the cord was wrapped around its neck. I'm not sure that's the case because she did bite the umbilical cord, unless it was still wrapped around the neck. I'm not too sure, but you can hear it breathing, so that tells me that there's no cord wrapped around its neck. It had the opportunity to cry and make noise, but it doesn't. It just sits in silence, and it just has a little murmur like an evil thing, an evil entity, an evil being. It certainly to me wasn't a baby. And because the look in her face just doesn't seem right at all, I'm going with it's not a baby, it's the devil incarnate. The ending of this film might not be ambiguous at all. It could have just been a normal baby, but but she thought, I can't have this baby at all because of how it was born. I need to kill it straight away. Again, I don't see her doing that as a character, but it might just be as simple as that. You never know. It might not be ambiguous at all. But what do you think, guys? Do you think my interpretation of the ending of this film is the correct one? And like I said, there is probably no correct answer. You can see this film however you want to. This is just the way I see it. I just don't see it as an innocent baby. I see it as something evil, something like the devil itself. It might not be the devil, but it's something like that. That's the way I see it. But what do you think, guys? Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think, and I'll talk to you soon.
Meeting adjourned.
I'll be right back.
What are you waiting for, huh?
Coming to get you, Barbara.
Ever played in the cat?
Someone's in the back seat!